I have been waiting to show you this particular recipe. This is what I call a Flipco. Want to know what the heck it is and what it's made out of? Stick with me. I'm going to show you what it's all about right now. Let's go play. So as you just saw, we are making Flipcos, which is what I like to call flip tacos. You're going to see why in just a few minutes. I'm going to show you all of the things. If you are new here, then welcome, or welcome back if you've seen my videos before. I'm Corinne, and I'm not only the drummer for the thrash metal band Nitemare Hippie Children, which is the music that you hear throughout. I'm also a foodie who loves to play in the kitchen, showing you how easy it is to create and make whole food plant-based recipes. I find recipes out in the world, I experiment, and I make them my own, just like this one. Shout out to Maya from her channel Fit Green Mind. This particular recipe I was inspired by a few years back. I've been making it ever since. It's one of my and my husband's favorite meals to make. Flipcos. We have a lot of ingredients, and the prep work takes a little bit of time, but you're going to see it is so worth it. So ingredients for this are just regular old flour tortillas. I get these from Aldi, nothing fancy. I have a block of firm tofu that I've already drained. I have some small cucumbers, or as I like to call them, cucumbas. So I have some cucumbas, a Roma tomato, a whole bunch of cilantro. I have a small can of tomato paste, little 6-ounce can of tomato paste. Taco seasoning that I buy in bulk off of Amazon. The brand is McCormick, and I believe it's the low sodium. I'll link it below for you to see, and then I just keep it in this cute little container and use whatever I need. We're also using some sriracha, low sodium soy sauce, and my favorite nuts, cashews, that I've been soaking. We'll get to all that in just a few minutes. I'm going to show you there's a method to the madness. The first thing that I want to do is make the meat part of the taco, which is going to consist of my block of tofu that I'm going to crumple up in here. I'm going to add half of this cilantro to it, along with this whole can of tomato paste and about a heaping tablespoon-ish of the taco seasoning. That's going to make the meat. So I'm going to get started on that, and then I'll show you what's next. Here we go. It's always fun playing with your food and getting your hands kind of messy at the same time. This is another reason why I like this recipe. There's lots of playing to be done. I crumpled up the tofu. Now I'm adding the tomato paste. All of that is in there, and I just wiped my arm on tomato paste, so that's awesome. Next, I'm adding my tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons worth of this. It's to taste. So you can either add 1 full packet of taco seasoning. When I do that, I get the low sodium option of the taco seasoning, but like I said, I buy in bulk. It just makes more sense because of how much I go through taco seasoning, because we be loving the tacos up in this house. So taco seasoning, 1 tablespoon, about a tablespoon and a half, maybe 2 tablespoons. I'm going to taste this when I'm all done mixing it, and I may even be adding more. At the same time, I'm also going to be adding half of this, it was one big ass bunch of cilantro, rinsed, chopped. Half of it is going into our meat texture, and the other part is going into something else, which I'll get to in just a few minutes. So I'm just going to mash all this up together, and again, this is creating the meat portion of our taco, so stay tuned. All right, now that's all mashed up and mixed together. I'm going to give it a taste. And here's the cool part. It's tofu. It's not raw meat, so I can do this, and I'm totally fine, and so is that. It needs nothing. It tastes amazing. I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to make a big ass mess once again. And now for the veggie part. And you're going to see why in just a few minutes. I'm going to take my cucumbers and my tomato, and I'm going to chop these up in small pieces and add the cilantro and an ingredient that I just remembered I forgot to bust out. Lime juice. We need lime juice. You can use the juice of 2 fresh limes, or you can cheat like I do and use the little lime juice jobby, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get my sharp stabby thing. And again, I'm going to chop these up in little small pieces. You'll see why in just a few minutes. I'm going to do this. Also, right now is a good time for me to start to preheat my pan over a medium-low-ish heat. So that's what I'm going to do now. Cucumbers all cut up. Now onto the tomato. Make sure you have a very sharp knife when chopping tomatoes. Get yourself a good knife set or a knife sharpener. Game changer when it comes to chopping all your vegetables. So get a good knife and be very careful with it. All right, tomato is chopped up, and now I'm pouring all of this cilantro in there as well. I'm also now adding roughly the amount of the juice of 2 limes to all of this, and then mixing it all up. All right, now that that is ready to go, one more thing to prepare, and that is going to be the special sauce that's going on our Flipcos. I have my Magic Bullet blender plugged in, and that's as far as it can go. You can use a regular blender to do this. I have about a cup of cashews that I've been soaking in water for about an hour. You can soak your nuts up to 24 hours in the fridge. Yeah, I've never soaked my nuts longer than that, so it's up to you how long you want to soak your nuts for, but I would say no more than 24 hours. You don't have to soak your nuts, but it will make it that much better when you go to blend it up, because we're turning this into a cream. So I'm gonna turn my nuts into my cream, and then I'm gonna show you what else I do with it. So here we go. I'm gonna add a little bit more water to it because I want it to be extra creamy. That's perfect. It's liquid. I just turned it into a cream, and now to this, I'm adding about, God, this is super glued on here, seriously. About a teaspoon-ish of the low sodium soy sauce to this, along with, now, I'm gonna do about a tablespoon, or I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons of this in here, because I like it spicy, but you do you, boo. If you don't want it too hot, don't add a lot. If you're like me and you want the heat, put a bunch of that shit in there. It just makes it that much better. Oh, yeah. All right, and now I'm just going to put my little cover on, my little thingy here, and shake, shake. Woo! And now we taste. And now we dance. All right, that's it. That's ready. Put this aside. Don't need that, don't need that. And now it is time to make the motherfluffin' Flipcos. What the hell is a Flipco? This process is actually kind of fun. So I have my little assembly line here. A little hack is wax paper, because we're going to be spinning this to assemble. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So my pan is nice and warm. If you know me, if you've watched any of my videos or not, you know that I very rarely use oil, cook with oil. In this case, you gotta use the oil. Trust me, it's all about the consistency with this. I've tried it without oil and it doesn't work. It's not the same. I've tried olive oil, but in this case, for me, for flavor, for texture, my favorite is coconut oil. I get this at Walmart. You can probably find it online. Louisiana coconut oil. Literally all it is, non-hydrogenated coconut oil. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon-ish in this pan, let it get all melty, and then we're going to assemble the first Flipco, and I'll show you how that's done. Okay, time to assemble. Avengers, assemble. Take your flour tortilla, put it on the wax paper. Take your clean hand, dig into that taco meat, and put a decent handful blob right in the middle of it. Then you're going to smoosh it down and get it all the way to the outsides of the flour tortilla, just like this. Smoosh it all down, and this is why having it on the wax paper when you do this is so much easier, because you spin as you go. It just makes it that much better, that much easier. It doesn't just get it as close to the edges as possible, and there's a reason for that. And also, when you're flattening this out, make sure, especially around the edges, that it's all compressed together. Otherwise, you're going to have crumbles of it floating all over the place, and you don't want that. I mean, they're good. You can do whatever you want, but you want to keep this as flat and evenly uniform as possible. So now we're taking this, and we're going to put it in the pan, meat side down, and then I'm going to show you what I do after that. Spin it. I'm going to tip the pan, and all the oil that's falling down here, I'm going to take my little, what the hell is this? My little thing. And I'm going to coat the oil all over the opposite side, back side, the ass end side, this side of the flour tortilla. So just make sure that the entire thing is completely coated in the oil and juices. Give it a spin. And all we're going to do is let this cook until it gets browned on the bottom. Takes about 2 minutes or so, depending on how hot your pan is. You don't want your pan to be too hot. You don't want it to burn or cook too fast. So I'm going to let this sit for, like I said, about 2 minutes. And when it's ready, I'm going to show you how I flip it. In the meantime, while that's cooking, now is when you get your other Flipco ready to go. Take the handful, put it on there, and smoosh it around to the edges. It smells so good in here. You are definitely going to have to let me know if you tried this out. And of course, if you make any changes, I'm always interested in learning, hearing what you do. So please let me know. Oh, and speaking of comments, this particular recipe that I'm doing this video for was because in one of my previous videos, one of my viewers actually sent me a comment asking if I had any sort of street taco type of a meal. And the answer was, absolutely I do. And if you know who says that in a popular TV show, please comment below. Absolutely I do. And here is that recipe. My Flipcos, my flip tacos. These are so good. So my viewer commenter, if you watch this, I hope that you enjoy. You'll have to let me know. I'm going to take a peek under this after I wipe my hand off. It's so fun to get messy. I love it. Well, certain kinds of messy. This is good messy. I'm going to check underneath and take a peek and see if it's ready to go. And all I'm looking for is to see if it's browned enough on the bottom. And it is, which is good. So here's the flip. Look at that. That's perfect. And now we do the same thing. We let this sit for about 2 minutes, and it's going to get kind of golden brown underneath, thanks to that coconut oil, which is doing its thing and giving it the desired color and consistency that we want. So when it's ready for that to come off, I'm going to show you what that looks like. I will then be adding another little dollop of coconut oil and putting my other Flipco on there. And it's just kind of a wash, rinse, repeat process for making these. It's super easy. Like I showed you, the prep work takes the longest amount of time, but so worth it. And the flavor of this meat after it's cooked up on there together and then topped with the veggie concoction along with that homemade sauce that we just did. You're gonna love it, I hope. Okay, this one's perfect. It is ready to come off the heat. I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right, so here's our Flipco. I'm gonna get the other one down really quick and then I'll show you what I do to top it. Now, here's this. On goes a little bit of the sauce. Put the sauce on first. It just makes things much easier. So I'm just gonna spoon a little bit of sauce on here. Of the special sauce. The sauce is what makes it too. It blends and tastes so good with the veggie concoction that we're gonna put on here. So we have that. And now I'm spooning on some of the cucumber, tomato, cilantro. And you know what I forgot to get? Oh, nope, I was smart and I remembered. A toothpick. You don't need it, but you'll see. Watch this. Now we roll. Roll it up. Take the toothpick. And there you have a Flipco. Warm, crispy, golden on the outside, the texture because of that coconut oil, and then all of those vegetables going on in there with that special sauce. I have to taste this. Okay, that's amazing. You're gonna have to let me know if you try it. I'm going to finish making these, and this will make, depending on how thick you put the meat on, that's what she said. The meat on the Flipco is probably about 1/4 inch. You can make as much meat as you want. The toppings go so well on so many other things, and that sauce goes so well on so many other things. I'm gonna finish making the rest of these, and yeah, I'm gonna chow down. I hope that you like this. In the meantime, eat clean, live loud, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Create, make, gonna start over. I've tried, hamina. Hamina.